A mix of clouds, one of the spots where we do have some showers close by. As you can see that radar inset of Mama Justice Doppler in the corner there. 83 degrees right now, and that cloud cover, again, producing some rain, but it's, really just in patches still this evening. It's heavy where it's at. But you'll notice if I take this over the whole area, the number of lightning strikes over the entire region here only sitting about 237. That's not a ton of lightning strikes out there. The ones in Clarkdale we were tracking a moment ago, some of the heaviest that we do have. Kind of putting this into motion over the course of the last hour. You can see we've kind of switched the direction around. As we talked about, that low pressure center was basically parked overhead. That has started to shift a little bit, somewhat taking some of the rain chances and at least diminishing them just a little bit more. Put on all the sweeps here on Mama Justice Doppler radar, again, widen things out somewhat, showing again that low pressure center sort of has drifted away from us. We still at this time have that trough overhead, and so the combination there is still a very limited amount of moisture. I mean, I would probably argue to probably have that low back out a little deeper into Arkansas. Either way, there's no real cold air with this, and it's only thing it's really doing is holding back the more significant stickiness, which is going to go along with the heat, which is going to be building in the next couple of days here. So looking at Futurecast, you see just a few isolated showers continuing the next couple of hours. Not expecting to have a lot of activity, but there will be some there. The ridge of high pressure down there toward the Gulf is part of the story. Again, continuing that flow of moisture northward in the form of stickiness, which does go up a bit more as we start engaging more heat the next few days. But as far as tonight goes, not a lot really progressing with our overall pattern here. We go 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, looking relatively dry, and well, maybe we'll have some patchy fog like what we had this morning. I think that's reasonable for tomorrow. But for a change, Maggie maybe only tracking 1 or 2 little showers. So that is the beginning of the transition toward a drier pattern over the next few days. We're 73, as you can see, at 6 a.m., looking at 78 degrees as we head toward 9 a.m., 85 degrees by noon, 88 tomorrow afternoon, and for a change, look at the percentages there, only around 10% or so. That is a difference, obviously, on our winds shifting more toward the west. And as we begin to roll toward this upcoming weekend, rain chances somewhat more limited. Now, can we continue that pattern all the way through? We're going to be using Futurecast to track that in more detail. But coming up in 60 seconds, it's Mississippi Live News right here at 5.
Some things just go together.
Like friends and good vibes.
The perfect ribeye with a Caribbean twist.
Shrimp tacos and a hint of lime.
Unwinding after work.
Dinner with the family.
Or date night with someone special.
Do you want it neat or on the rocks?
Mozzarella or pepper jack?
Whatever you choose.
Whoever you're with.
We'll be here.
Because we know
Together tastes better.
Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi presents Dance Like the Stars 2026, Saturday, August 8th at the Huntington Bank Arena. Floor seating is $50 and general admission seating is $20. All proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs of North Mississippi. For more information, visit bgcnms.org.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. He's taking a $14,000 pay cut to be Yazoo City's new police chief. Joseph Daughtry accepted the job Monday, but he'll make $14,000 less than he did as the Columbus police chief. Daughtry will be sworn in on July 27th. Now, some Columbus City Council members say they found out about all of this through social media and they're not happy about it. Daughtry is currently out on medical leave with the City of Columbus. The mayor there, Stephen Jones, plans to ask the council to name Assistant Chief Garland Ward as interim. For more on this story, read it in the Dispatch. The Tipple Lake Campground is back open while cleanup still continues from that January ice storm. Just never seems to go away. The lake itself reopened and fishing and boating back in May, but crews still picking up all the debris along the highways and intersections. Highway 2 toward Corinth and Highway 4 toward Booneville were down to 1 lane this past weekend, while trucks hauled off limbs and branches. MDOT says debris pickup runs through August 5th. Paving is happening right now in the city of Saltillo at the park. It's a story you saw here on Mississippi Live just last week. The new walking track around the WK Webb Sportsplex is happening right now. Some photos here from Saltillo Mayor Kopi Grantham. He posted this on his Facebook page Wednesday and mentioned that later on this year, they will be connecting the Sportsplex to the Saltillo City Park with a 12-foot wide trail. And since we do weather here on Mississippi Live, and I'm from Texas, I decided to show this. How could you not? A tornado happening near San Antonio. This was around 8 o'clock this morning, right during rush hour traffic near I-10. You can see debris being lofted up into the air. That was a power flash right there. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Incredible video, though. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Mississippi Live Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon. Reserve your St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ticket by July 31st, and you'll be eligible to win the house and the early bird prize, a $10,000 gift card to Brooks Grocery. Visit dreamhome.org to reserve your ticket for $100 and help St. Jude Children's Research Hospital continue its life-saving work. Then watch Mississippi Live on October 29th to see who wins the house and the other prizes. Reserve your ticket today.
By the time you see the symptoms of lung cancer, it could be too late. Now there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early. If you smoked, get scanned.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's Mississippi's Chief Meteorologist, Matt Lawpon.
Well, it's hot in Biloxi, 95 degrees down on the coast. You're watching Mississippi Live, and in comparison to North Mississippi, obviously it's a lot hotter. This is the sort of weather that is going to build back as rain chances gradually move out, bringing it closer to home up to Macon as of 5:09. We're looking at temperatures about 10 degrees cooler than that. Heat index only 84 on our Fastnet camera there in Macon, looking along 45. Those winds out of the south will bring more of that stickiness back as we head toward tomorrow. Sliding over to Pittsburgh this evening and out in Calhoun County, looking at around 86 degrees. So a little hotter. We do have more of those puffy cumulus clouds. Again, we talked about back into the Delta, we've had those showers a little bit more widespread. We have a couple sprinkles getting closer to New Albany as we look up to there. The clouds a little darker because they're a little taller, blocking out slightly more light. 86 degrees New Albany as well as of this hour. Looking at Mama Justice Doppler radar, again, the rain is very, very spotty. This is a 1 hour loop, but it is at least moving, and it's moving in the normal direction, or at least more normal from the kind of south and west back to the north and east. Brief heavy rainfall, but if you're looking at the screen here, if I keep my head out of the way, 0 lightning strikes right there next to my head over the last hour. That tells you these are purely showers for the most part. A couple of these somewhat heavier back out toward Coffeyville and Water Valley. Again, the easiest way to track these probably with the Mississippi Live app, those heavy rainfall alerts. I was talking to somebody in Oxford today. We'll have this story at 6. You know, they're putting out these free Wi-Fi hotspots, you know, and everyone was talking about still, regardless, you know, you get your location in the phone for those rain alerts, the lightning alerts, they let you know. It's probably the easiest way to track. If you don't have the Mississippi Live app, you probably want to make sure to pick that up. It certainly has some value in this sort of situation, of course, to keep you ahead of any issues that we have there, free and available for those different devices. Heaviest storms will not be severe out here toward Clarksdale and Tutwiler and Duncan. And most of us, as you can see, the rainfall fairly limited. Down here, I mentioned Max South a minute ago in Oxford there. Some showers down here for our Max South viewers from Philadelphia, moving toward DeKalb. But again, even on these, 0 lightning strikes over the course of the last half hour to hour or so. So an improvement there, and we check out that day planner. We'll be around 30% on that coverage of showers at 7 p.m., looking toward 20% as we head toward 10. And again, rain chances mainly out of here as we go deeper into the overnight time period. So our low pressure center, wiping that off the map, and Futurecast still overdoing it a little bit. And listen, with as many showers as we've had the last few days, I get where it's coming from. But notice, even looking at these, we have very few in the darker red on the color there, meaning the downpours aren't going to be super duper heavy, but some scattered showers still possible, even 9 to 10 o'clock tonight, maybe after that. But notice there's fewer on the map, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning as we look toward early tomorrow. those clouds starting to build in as we start shifting back toward a very summer-like pattern. Low temperatures, about 70 in Oxford and Water Valley, 72 Greenville, 71 degrees in Columbus, and 73 where we typically should be for this time of year. Your IMPC pool day forecast, we're 76 in the morning, 85 by noon. So again, by probably 11 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be hotter than our warmest temperature of the day from locations, and back to around the 90-degree point. A few pop-ups, but more of us into the red for the high UV index. Only 16 days till August 1st, which is, give or take, when school begins for public school students around the region. Some get a little longer summer vacation, others not quite as long. Wide shot here, what we do not have. We got to go all the way up here to practically South Dakota before we see our nearest front. 1,000-some miles away. That tells you that our pattern is going to be pretty stagnant over the next few days. We'll swing it back over here to the Magnolia State. As we do, you'll see very few rain showers here across the region throughout your Thursday. Here in the northern part of the state, as you can see, popping up, so our rain chance doesn't go to zero. But there you go. You still lift off. It's not contrast in temperatures. So as long as that sticks around, we have at least a smidgen of a chance there. Highs upper 80s, lower 90s. It's like as soon as you stop it from raining every 6 minutes, or at least nearby every 6 minutes, those temperatures start spiking back up there. 92 where we should be, closer to that for tomorrow, heading hotter into this upcoming weekend. And yeah, some upper 90s to near 100-degree temperatures. Belzona, Greenville, back toward around Cleveland, and mid-90s kind of at coolest for those heat indices tomorrow. As we head into tomorrow night, that trough still overhead, but you don't see many showers out there. In fact, this entire perspective, I can walk to both sides, no rainfall on it. And it has been a while since I've been able to back. So dry for the most part. There was a speck for today as well. I think maybe Germany's slightly warmer. Update on zero rain chance are still behind. You can see some HRRR changes over to the strike model, and while it does still have some spotty showers out there, notice if you look closely at these, they're all oranges at heaviest. And when we're only orange on that scale, that tells you that there's a good chance that these are more insignificant as far as rainfall accumulations. But you can almost just kind of draw that back here where that trough still kind of exists. So still a little bit of lift. So the rain chance is non-zero, but it's less likely going into your Friday. And high temperatures as a result, where we have that limited rain chance, maybe just a little bit up there in the northeast portion of the state, still some mid 80s, but a lot of us lower, even middle 90s, feeling like 103 Belzona, 102 Cleveland. This looks a little better than it did a couple of days ago as far as heat index is concerned Friday. Still going to maybe just a little below the advised level. Now, by Friday night, not impossible to have a couple of sprinkles, but most of us dry leading into Friday night. A slight northwesterly flow as far as some of those clouds are concerned, leading into early Saturday morning, and mainly dry and again clear for early Saturday. As we go through your Saturday, you can see west winds, and that's one of the things that might limit some of our stickiness factor somewhat. You see, high pressure is still in control all the way down here in the Gulf of Mexico, but if you look at the individual dots, let me get the right color here. They're all kind of heading from west to east. And anytime our, origin region for air is coming from land, it typically is not super sticky and humid like would be the case if you bring it right up from the Gulf of Mexico. So those westerly winds kind of keeping us a little bit less humid into your Saturday. Still, I mean, it's Mississippi in July. It's not like it's not going to be humid. And we do have some spotty showers trying to develop there on our strike model. Now, this is a little aggressive, but as we've become accustomed to recently, I think some spotty showers, again, part of that forecast we can't completely kick out there. High temperatures on your Saturday were middle 90s, kind of at warmest, about 96 degrees we showed there for Greenville, 94 for Greenwood. Heat indices 100 to 105, but we're not off the charts extreme. So an improvement there. Now, I'm going to bring Caleb in down there back at the Center for Ideas, and let's talk here for a moment, if we can, about the rain chance. I'm going to pull up the 7-day forecast here. As you saw a moment ago, strike is a little more aggressive than this on some of our projections. And hopefully Caleb and everyone down there can hear me. There we go. Okay. So Caleb, let's pull up the 7-day and we'll kind of come back here for a moment. So, sorry, I meant to do 2-box. My bad. Okay, so talk me through this here for a moment. So,
are we talking about the rain chances?
Yes. So strike is very aggressive comparatively speaking.
Yes, very aggressive.
And I guess the other part to go with that is models have sometimes underdone rainfall over the last couple of weeks. So I'm always on the side of persistence, which for those people that don't forecast, is basically the same thing that happened is going to happen again until you prove to me that it's going to happen differently. So persistence would say that the models that are heavier will be right. Talk me through it. I mean, I see the westerly flow.
I mean, we have the ingredients to continue to see these rain chances. I mean, it's still just July here in Mississippi, so getting completely rid of the rain chances, it's pretty much non-negotiable. But I mean, compared to where we've been the past few days and seeing some of these widespread rain chances, I don't think we're talking about our Mondays or our Tuesdays quite as much heading into the work week. So I am excited to see kind of what model can continue to stay pretty consistent and keep that going for the next few hours, the next few days. But it's just hard to completely escape those here in Mississippi, at least during this time period.
Okay, so let's assume I own a boat, which I don't because Mrs. Lawpon there says that'll never happen. But let's assume for a moment here that I own a boat. It has been one of those summers that every single weekend we've had rainfall except for like maybe 2. And so we come in with a 20% there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to the lake. What's the likelihood that I am shaking a fist at Matt and Caleb when we get the Saturday afternoon?
I mean, it depends which lake. Because, I mean, that's one of the things that you'd have to look at because, I mean, technically there's a good chance. And like our morning meteorologist posted, she posted a picture of a heavy downpour and then, a few hundred feet away, it's dry, clear blue skies. So it's like trying to pick up those bubbles on a boiling stove. I mean, it's pretty hard for this time of year, but you technically always have the chance at the same time. So taking the risk, I guess that's your call to make. But we keep giving you the latest to make sure you know what the risk is going into it.
Yeah, I think there's going to probably be a few more bubbles, because here's the thing. If I believed strike, and listen, I think strike might be a little bit heavy, but if I believe strike, that's 30 to 40, I would say on strike, So it is not inconceivable we have to take those rain chances up a little bit for the weekend. But I think we have to feel pretty good about what you have on there for tomorrow and Friday. It's just we'll see if we can keep that up into Saturday, Sunday.
It seems like every time we make it to the weekend, rain chances want to be involved. So hopefully we can get away from them, but we'll see how strike keeps telling the story.
It's done a pretty decent job with it this summer. Then again, the one that's been bubbling up more rain is definitely going to do that. Appreciate that, Caleb, so much. And again, join the conversation with us on all the different social media there. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. We appreciate you, Mike, back there. I'm glad you found us here on Mississippi Live, Facebook, X, and all the different places. Make sure to chime on in. And we appreciate all of y'all for doing that this evening, as you guys do so often. Just kind of looking back through here, I don't think necessarily all of them are coming in, but you can join the conversation on all the different social medias. And if you have not taken the time, make sure to download the apps for Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV, one of the easiest ways to watch us here. Again, coming up during our 6 o'clock broadcast, we'll have the very latest on Mississippi Live News. I mentioned one of the stories a little bit ago, Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, free public Wi-Fi. All the descriptors need to be in there for that. Free public Wi-Fi in a few locations now available in Oxford, and it's going to make your game day weekend and maybe every weekend a little bit easier for some popular destinations. We'll have that coming up on Mississippi Live News at 6. And again, appreciate our premier partner there at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Get those Dream Home tickets. So about 6,000 have been reserved so far. Get yours before they are gone. You can do that in the Mississippi Live app. We'll see you at 6.
When C.K. Little opened his doors in downtown Corinth nearly 80 years ago, his plan was simple: deliver excellent service and exceed expectations. That's why we say a little gift goes a long way.
Welcome to the next generation of local news, Mississippi Live. Where you are, when you want it, we're focused on you because local matters. We are Mississippi Live.